Alright, howdy folks, Doc Reese here with something a little bit different this time. The gentleman I got the G number 2 from also had this generator, and so I got it along with it and been tinkering around with it here for, I don't know, say the last couple of days or so. Started really heavy on it this past weekend, but this is an Onan 3DJA3 generator, single cylinder diesel, air cooled, 3000 watt or 3 kilowatt, whatever way you want to look at it. But didn't know anything about this, so I kind of started from scratch. Got everything kind of taken care of in the wiring department. Pulled the box apart here real quick and checked things out because it had wires hanging out the side, and I didn't want to mark it or something like that once I got her going. So I pulled the panel apart here, unhooked all those wires, and went from there. Haven't changed the oil filter yet. That's the only thing I haven't done. It's got fresh oil in it. It didn't hardly have any in it when I got it, but the oil looked good. So I just drained it out, threw some fresh in it, and called it good. I did have a problem though. I got some new fuel line, and I got everything all primed up, and I went to start it, and as soon as you start the engine, it would lose its prime. It would not push fuel up to the injector. So I pulled the fuel pump apart, and it looked like something you'd find on a coral reef on the inside. All sorts of white, crusty nastiness. So I cleaned that all out, got a new fuel filter for it, cleaned all this all out, and got her primed up tonight, and sure enough, she took off and ran. Pretty cold-blooded. It's got in behind this panel here a small intake heater as well as a glow plug. You're supposed to preheat it for a minute, I believe above 60 degrees. So these things are pretty cold-blooded, but for some reason it doesn't seem like it's working, but we'll address that later. I did kind of cheat. I've had it running here for a little while. I had all the sheet metal off of it to work on, and I put that back on for the video so you can see what it looks like back together. But yeah, pleasantly surprised with it. Plugged my drag light into it. It doesn't charge for whatever reason right now, although when I do loosen the battery cable from the battery, there's a blue spark. So seemingly it's charging the battery, but not the outlets for some reason, so that's still yet to be determined. There is no starter on this. The generator itself acts like a starter generator like you'd have on a Cub Cadet or my Speed X's. So it motorizes the generator to turn the engine over. And this is a little unique in itself. You got yourself an oil pressure switch here and an oil pressure gauge. So what you do to start this, you turn your switch on, puts power to the switch, but the switch doesn't actually make connection until it builds oil pressure. When it builds oil pressure, it energizes this decompression solenoid up top, which actually allows the exhaust valve to close, which boosts your compression. So allows you to get the engine rolling, get the engine up to speed. It closes your exhaust valve, boosts your compression, and in theory the engine should start. I just got myself a small jug of diesel there, dyed. No use in putting the on-road stuff and paying a tax for a generator's going to sit on a trailer. So it's powered by diesel. I'm powered by a chocolate milkshake, and I'm sure what everybody's wanting to hear. So we'll go ahead and start it up here. I got to put the camera down though. Well, I guess it doesn't require two hands. What you're supposed to press and hold the preheat switch, and then while you hold the preheat switch, you push the start button. This start button works off the preheat switch. The start button does not work unless you push the preheat switch, as I figured out. Other than that, I think it's around 1986, 1987 when this was manufactured. But I'm actually pleasantly surprised with how it does. If I could just get charged, I'd have something. Without further ado, let's see if we can't make some noise. Thanks for watching.